Happy 4th of July. The weather's heating up, and we're going to be trying out 3 hot snacks to celebrate Independence Day right now on You Tried Dat. Happy 4th of July. I'm Nick Noah, because pals. Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Yo.
Geiger, did you plan on shooting off your hand again this year? I know you've previously in past years blown your hand off.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. So I've blown my hand off 2 straight years, and that's the only amount of hands I had. So I think I'm going to have to try to either throw it with my mouth or my feet. I've got 2 feet, so I might try picking it up with my toes and launching.
One mouth.
I think if you blew your feet off at this point, you wouldn't get any sympathy from me, because I'm actually really fucking mad at you right now. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you for buying these fucking snacks and making me eat them. I'm legit mad at you.
I did think of Chad as I was pulling these out of the pantry today.
Well, you can blame my wife, because my wife got us
My wife
got us the chocolate bar that's got chili pepper in it, and then I'm like, well, I got to turn this into app. I can either do spicy or I can do vegan, gluten, and soy free, and fuck that to the moon. So we got spicy.
I was trying to look back if anybody had ever given 3 hate dats in a single episode to like all 3 snacks, and it hasn't happened. But we are on the precipice.
This is tampering with the jury here. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Could happen tonight. Could be a historic day. We'll see.
On the precipice. Momentous occasion.
I was recently on vacation in South Carolina, and they, around here they have medieval times. That's something that we've spoken about, and I think people are familiar with around the country. But down there they had a medieval times sort of knockoff called Pirate's Voyage. All right, it's the same. They serve the same food pretty much, like a chicken.
Tomato soup,
it's like more of like a creamy type of soup, but almost the same stuff.
Is it like medieval times where you're supposed to eat with your hands and stuff? Like
they do give you a fork, because I guess pirates
had
used forks,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you do sit on 2, and instead of 6 teams, there's 2 teams. It's just like you're either on one side of the arena or the other.
Wow!
And it's like there's 2 big half pirate ships on both sides, and like a big fighting area in the middle, and like a lot of it's water. And I'll say this before I get into it a bit, but it is 100 times better than medieval times.
Like, wow, really?
The things, the shit the guys were doing, like flying 50 feet through the air and doing 3 flips and like landing in the water. So it was...
That's better than like slowly swinging a sword into a shield? Is that what you're saying?
It was like mixing Cirque du Soleil with medieval times. Like it was, they were clearly like more skilled. It wasn't just like get the couple of dudes who worked at Ren Fair to come over. But as it started, there's a voice that comes over the loudspeaker saying, notice the fire exits on your left and right. And so you're like, well, they got to do that, say it in voice.
It's a pirate ship thing.
Right.
Fire exits.
But then he's like, in case we get into some dicey action. And I'm like, so is the fire exit part of the show?
in case the pirates accidentally fire the cannon into the crowd again.
Because then he just made it sound like the fire exit was part of... he's either making light of the fire exit or it's part of the show. But then he went right back into, and then exit in an orderly manner. But one of the best parts was there was a guy... mine and my family's team was the blue side, Sapphire it was called. And we versus Crimson.
Okay.
The old Red Knight, huh?
Why wouldn't they go Ruby? Why wouldn't they go Ruby there? I feel like.
I will tell you, it was South Carolina, and there was plenty of red knights throughout the crowd there. But we had one guy on our team who was the best. He flew through the air the furthest. He could jump super high. He's like doing like 8 backflips in a row, and he knew he was the best. And so he would do these like crazy flips and turn to the crowd and like kind of push his crotch forward and do like a like with both hands like a come on motion and like wave his hips around like like no pirate in history has ever done. And when he was watching other guys on his team, he was like making the movie motion that you do in like when you play charades, like he's filming his other teammates. And he just spent
also a common pirate thing.
Exactly.
To do a movie motion.
This guy just spent the entire show cocking off, and it was great.
I think you're going to say, like, other people are doing flips, and he's just, like, rolling his eyes, like, get a load of this asshole. He can only do 3 flips in a row.
So you literally just watch 20 different pirates flipping back and forth and fight, and then there's one Blackbeard old man who stands in the middle and, like, watches and comments on a lot of the stuff that's going on.
I guess I pictured pirate warfare being a lot more, like, crusty old like hardened wizened seamen like hitting each other with swords and shooting, not like gymnasts. I didn't picture
exactly. It was these guys did nothing that real pirates ever would have done. Most of them were probably like theater majors.
Yeah.
And like
was the third act just one of them getting scurvy over and over again? Complaining about it.
Were they like were any of them like super overly dramatic, like shiver me timbers or something like that, you know?
It was the Blackbeard guy was good. There was 2 guys with mics, and like whenever other characters spoke, they were mouthing along with like a recorded thing. So like their voices didn't fit at all. And then there was the one person who had to act a lot was the worst actor of all, but she was the sea lion handler. They had like a sea lion come out.
Oh.
Yeah. And she was a really, really terrible actor, but is clearly the only one who can handle a sea lion. So.
What is this? Where does the sea lion fit in the narrative? Is that like Blackbeard's pet or something? Like what?
Yeah, this lady and the sea lion are stowaways, and Blackbeard's like, I'll throw you off the boat unless you can show me some, what good you can do.
Oh.
Tits or GTFO.
That goes for you too, sea lion.
And
I think you would probably throw a sea lion off the boat so it wouldn't attack you and eat your food. I don't
know if that's such a threat to the sea lion.
I'm going to return you to your home, sea lion. This is actually the Free Willy sequel. Where?
And then it was the sea lion saying, like, the lady saying her and the sea lion could be the entertainment. And it was like the sea lion raising his like fins left and right and stuff, Watch him dance. And he like raises one fin left, like, and then raises the other fin and spins around in a circle, which is incredibly impressive for a sea lion, but is still shitty dancing.
This sea lion didn't do a single Dougie or wasn't flossing. Like, come on.
If that's all you have to do to get out of being killed by Blackbeard, his reputation is a lot more inflated than I thought.
The main sort of story is the 2 sides like are kind of fighting, and then like this mist comes over the water, and there's a huge like 20-foot tall hilarious puppet skeleton that is supposed to be Davy Jones, and he's just like awkwardly swinging back and forth like above the arena, telling them that they must have a pirate competition, like the winner gets his gold and the loser gets killed.
You can only settle this dispute over the sea lion with a test of skills. Like, throw a football through this hole or whatever.
And then they would pull little kid. Like part of it was let's watch these guys do something impressive, and then the next competition was let's pull 3 little kids out of the crowd and like let them row a boat across the way. So,
did your kids go out?
No, they were not chosen. And then Blackbeard was like, "No, it's the wet T-shirt contest." Oh, okay.
They put a T-shirt on the sea lion.
Shots.
Show me those sea lion titties.
Show me those 32 sea lions.
Wait, so was like one of the boats like the good guy, and the like the other side was the bad guy, quote unquote.
One of them
did they have
was
to team up or what?
My side was supposed to be this French captain who was clearly like a Hispanic guy mouthing along to these French words. And the other side was a female, and there had like a romance between them.
Oh.
Even though they were warring captains, and it was forbidden. So
okay. She likes the real bad boys, huh?
Yeah.
Combining pirates with Shakespeare, I guess.
Yeah, and I was like, there was a real like gratuitous sex scene in the middle.
Was that the dicey action you had to head to the exits for?
There was a gratuitous sex scene where the Davy Jones puppet started humping the sea lion.
So yeah,
all right.
It was exciting. I recommend anyone who should chance.
How did it end? Did they like save the sea lion lady or?
It was the fucking mouth, Davy Jones and the seal.
That was the climax. Literally?
It ended when Davy Jones nutted his puppet nut all over the sea lion's back.
Tip your waiter. Well, what the fuck happened with the competition?
the matinee show was half off. Oh god!
And some guy yelled up, "What happened with the pirate competition?" And like the Davy Jones skeleton like quickly just turned towards the guy, and this huge rope of mayonnaise came flying out into the crowd.
Was it like a Gallagher show where everyone in the front couple rows had to wear raincoats in case Davy Jones looked their way?
They put just a skeleton right in the middle, and it just was on a like a spinning turntable and just spun, shooting out mayonnaise everywhere to the crowd.
Wait, did you take your kids this thing?
I gave the sea lion just the tip, but give your waiters the full tip. That's what it said. It's in the show.
It was pretty hot, and let's see if it's as hot as these snacks we're gonna eat.
Seamless, so seamless.
We have 3 snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale: a love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. And let's start with the chocolate because I don't think it's the least appealing to me, and I want to get it over with. So,
that's like the most appealing to me, I think.
Oh, really? It's the Tabal, Tabal chocolate chili pepper, and is it 70% cacao?
Oh,
cacao!
I didn't see that. I was like, oh, at least it's chocolate, but it's 70% chocolate. So I take it back being the most appealing.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of this particular company. Where did Betsy get it from?
I don't know.
It's kind of it's a very thin, flat chocolate bar. Kind of like maybe a third of the size of a Nestle Crunch, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's not good. She went out somewhere and bought it when she was like at some place, but I don't know exactly where.
No.
Ooh, boy.
Wow. Oh, that really dries your mouth out. Holy shit.
To quote Blackbeard and The Simpsons, "Yar she blows." This candy bar.
Is there where's the spice?
There's definitely some in there, but little, like, tiny bit, just enough to make it taste worse.
Oh, it comes in really late.
Yeah.
There was mermaids in the show as well.
Ooh, were they hot?
They were. They were up on I mean, it's doing this like really super difficult routine, like hanging down on these giant hooks.
Hanging down on hooks with just a tail?
I know, it was crazy. I don't know how they found these people to do these shows, but
probably from the ocean, I would guess.
Right.
The mermaids.
Atlantis. Wait, so did they were hanging from hooks like the fishermen caught them? Like they were fishing for them?
No, they're just like sitting on these big hooks. Yeah, they're just a hook just
wriggling
through their mouth, right?
Bleeding viciously everywhere. Was there a kraken?
Yes.
Was it really?
Really?
No.
No. I got really excited. Did it fight a star? or the star of the show, at least?
Kraken was a star fucker. All right, Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah. This sucks. It's very bitter. I like dark chocolate. This is too much. 70% cacao is a lot of cacao. And I think it's just too much. It's too bitter. It makes you really pucker. Your mouth goes instantly dry. And then it's got that just enough of that weird chili flavor. It's almost like someone sprinkled a tiny bit of like taco seasoning on it at the end. And it just kind of gives it a weird aftertaste. So this is a hate dat. I don't like this at all.
Chad?
This is okay. So this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, because I thought it would be spicier, I should say. And the spice is so barely there, and that's the kind of spice I'm actually okay with. But it is so drying. Just one bite, it's like doing the cinnamon challenge or something. Like it completely saps all the moisture out of your mouth.
Yeah,
and then you have to drink like a ton of liquid to even get to the second bite. It's very, very unpleasant, and the aftertaste is so gross. So gross. It's just sitting there continuing to dry my mouth out here 3 minutes later. Yeah, this is a hate dat. Sucks.
All right. Rough start here because it's going to be a flamey bag of dog shit. Look, I don't think the chocolate quality is that bad, but it just has everything against it to be 70% and to be chili pepper. It's not a spice like some other snacks are spicy. The chili pepper, it's like a different kind of hotness to it, but it's really, really unpleasant. And so 3 hates, flaming bag. Let's see if we ever had 3 flaming bags. Is that possible? Let's go with the nuts next. This is Takis Hot Nuts. Right.
This was purchased solely based on name, by the way.
Right. Which was also the name of one of the pirates.
I was just about to say, this was collected from Davy Jones' scrotum. Did they fire any cannons or anything? Or like fake cannons, you know? Like
yes, they did fire a number of fake cannons. There were a ton of dudes like standing on planks, just like doing headfirst 10-foot falls into the water.
Pirate ships had a lot going on. Sea lion shows and mermaids hanging from hooks and guys just doing headers into the ocean.
How deep was this pool?
I don't know. I was wondering because it had to be really deep with how far some of these guys were. I mean, one guy, I kid you not, flew like 40 or 50 feet through the air across the arena and dove into the water.
Was this like I was going to say, was this like a basketball arena sized place or like how big is this?
Yeah. I'd say it's
like same size as medieval times.
Yeah,
basically?
It's like medieval times, right?
Yeah.
Were you at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, it was Captain Patrick Ewing.
Were you at the Superdome?
Patrick Ewing fucked a sea lion? That should have been the headline of your story.
That was the whole show. Actually, it was just. Now that you think of it, I was at Patrick Ewing's house in South Carolina.
I had no idea Patrick Ewing had gotten so hard up for cash.
Yep, just me watching Patrick Ewing bestiality.
Best vacation I ever had.
He dunked that sea lion right onto his dong.
Is that how that works?
Swish!
Oh boy,
these are hot.
Do you guys taste the lime?
Oh, not much. A little citrus in there.
So what it is, it says hot chili, pepper and lime, double crunch peanuts. So one crunch is the peanut itself. The other one is whatever the shell is, and it's just I don't know. What do you think it is? Like chip? Or what's on the
Fucking
outside? Just
chemicals.
Like hot breading.
Yeah, I feel like we eat something like this, and I can't remember what it is. Maybe we didn't, though.
Yeah, we did have some kind of a coated nut.
But I think that it was like more of maybe a sweet coating, or
yeah,
or it wasn't spicy, or at least not this spicy.
Mm-hmm.
This is really spicy.
What do you think of this, Jed?
Whew. It's awful. It's fucking horrible for me, anyways. Look, I can see why people could like this. Like, if you're into spicy foods, and because it does have a good texture, right? Like, I like this idea of like a peanut, like it's very crunchy. That part is nice. It's a good size and form factor, but I can't even taste any peanut at all because the spice hits you immediately, and immediately my mouth is on fire. And that's it. That's all I feel. My mouth is burning. It still is. I only ate 2. It's just such an unpleasant feeling. They need to dial this back so that you can actually taste the peanut. Otherwise, like, why even bother with the peanut? Just like make it just this crunchy chemical concoction or whatever. I gotta go hate that.
Wow. It's in the purple bag and it's called Fuego. And I know they're making these Takis hotter and hotter. This is for sure better than the chocolate. I almost want to feel positively about this, but you mentioned it. They need to dial it back like 1 or 2 notes. And the only time I ever really like these hot snacks is when they put some kind of like cheesier flavor mixed in it so that there's flavor with the heat. And pepper and lime is just not like enough to counter that straight heat feeling. I want to like them more, but I can barely eat them because they're very, very hot and spicy. So however, I'm just going to give them a dislike that. Geiger, what do you think?
Well, one of my complaints about a lot of the hot snacks we've eaten during this podcast is that they say they're hot, they say they're spicy, and they're really not. So we don't have that problem with these. These genuinely are hot.
Right.
I like spicy food. I can see where you guys are saying that the heat kind of overpowers the taste a little bit. I do get a little bit of lime, like a little like twinge of citrus at the end of it. And I like the crunch. I think the peanut is actually not a bad idea to have in the middle because it is almost like, it almost tastes sweeter by comparison and kind of cools it down at the end. I like these. I'm going to give it not a ton. I mean, my tongue is still on fire, but when I say cool it down, but I like these fine. I think there's something about the heat that I really like. I don't know if I'd eat a whole bag of them at once, but like a couple at a time, I think I could really enjoy these. So I'm going to give it a like that.
It's very funny because you won't eat a whole bag of them, but then you'll give like a dislike to something and down the entire bag.
Well, if I down the entire bag of something I dislike, it won't necessarily make me destroy my O-ring later. So, mean I'm a butthole.
I do respect that rating because I think there is an audience for this, and I think that if you like hot snacks, then this might be up your alley. That a single like may be enough to win it, but we do have hot and spicy beef jerky later, which has some promise to it. Mm-hmm. Okay, since we're talking about hot things, 4th of July is hot weather. We've got hot snacks. Today we're going to do a little segment called Hot Takes. Okay, so this is a little similar to my last segment that we did, but we're going to run with it anyway. So I was recently looking at a game that came out in 1986. I was reading about it on the internet called Scruples. Did you guys play that game when you were a kid?
Nope.
No.
Anyway, it's like ask you a real life situation. What would you do? And then you ask it to everyone, and they put like a card that says yes or no or something. Turn it up. It's like just a party game.
Yeah.
And this game, I took these. I am not asking these questions, but they had, for a game that made in 1986, was shockingly racist and homophobic. So the questions on some of these cards were like, "You're a high school principal, and a homosexual applies. Do you hire him?"
Oh my god!
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Wow!
Ooh.
Your daughter is dating someone of a different race. Do you try to break them up? Like, oh boy!
Oh wow!
Well, which race are we talking? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Pirate.
Okay, then yes.
Sea lion.
So I did take
Skeleton
some of
puppet
these...
or GTFO when it comes to my daughter. That's what I have to say.
I took out.
I want those spinning mayonnaise ropes for her.
I did pick out some questions here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask you them, and I'm going to tell you what the quick answer should be, yes or no on these, and then you are going to give me a hot take of why the right answer is not right. Okay, so you're going to be kind of defending the opposite side of these.
Okay.
We both
Right.
are.
You're going to take turns doing it. No,
Okay.
you'll
Oh,
take
I
turns.
gotcha.
You're going to
Okay.
take turns doing it.
And they're
So-
not the questions you just asked, correct?
No, they are not. I did not put you in that situation.
Well, no. There's no situation. There's
Tell
a right
me why
answer.
you
I'm not-
wouldn't hire this homosexual.
He's not a good teacher? Oh, God.
All right, so Chad, I'll give you the option. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first with list B.
All right, Chad. So here's yours.
Mhm.
It says, at a nightclub, you notice a handsome young man dressed to the nines, and I was reading this word for word. Unfortunately, his shirt tail is hanging out. Do you tell him? All right. So, of course,
This is a 1950s game at this point. What the?
all right.
Shirt tail.
And of course, you. What do you think, Geiger? You, as the one who's not answering, is the right answer. You tell him or you don't.
You don't tell him shit. Who gives
Yeah,
a
you
shit?
don't
It's a
tell him.
nightclub.
Tell
That's how
Yeah,
people
yeah.
wear their shirts.
All right. So now, Chad,
Come on.
you must give me a hot take on why you're going to tell this guy about his shirt collar.
Well, that's interesting. I absolutely would tell this person.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. So, first of all, they're dressed to the nines. So, this is a person that has good fashion sense, which I absolutely do not. So, this is my opening to, like, talk to them and maybe get some tips on, like, how I could improve my wardrobe. Plus, it's just one of those things, right? Like, I'm being a good wingman. I'm helping him out so that he can look his best in order to pick up whatever ladies, fellas, etc. that he's there to to associate himself with. I think it's just the right thing to do. Just looking out for someone else. If someone had dropped their wallet, you'd pick up their wallet and give it to them. If they dropped their shirt out of their back of their pants, you'd well, I guess you wouldn't pick up their shirt and put it back in, but you would at least let them know.
Sure.
That's assault, brother.
Yeah.
Stuffing your hand on their pants. Oh, I got to get that shirt in.
Well, this guy, he was dressed to the nines, but he had pieces of 8. This was Davy Jones we're talking about.
Oh boy, get a big ruffled shirt.
All right, Geiger, here you go. You have acquaintances who have a swimming pool. You don't much care for them. Do you cultivate a friendship for the sake of the pool? So, of course, you don't, right? But tell
Wait,
me
I
why
thought I was
you.
supposed to be the one that says that.
Do you agree?
Chad, make it easy on me.
You don't.
So, Geiger, why should you be friends with these people for their pool?
Well, look, it's hot out. I want my kids to be active and not just stay inside all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
And maybe, well, if I'm going to be an asshole, I might as well be an asshole. No, but maybe these people, like, maybe there's something about them I don't know. Maybe I just assume they're just acquaintances. I don't like them, but maybe if I got to know them better via the pool, that we could have a like, nothing says, like, good hangs and like getting to know someone like cannonballs into the pool.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing you don't know about them: how much they piss in their own pool. That's what you don't know about them, and you're about to find out.
Here's what I don't know about them: anything other than the fact that they have a pool. So yeah, no, I will. But now by cultivate, like, what kind of time commitment? Just like an occasional text, or like, do I gotta like have dinner with them? And stuff?
I don't think you could just walk. Say hi, how are you?
You can't just text them, bro, you up, and then like come use their pool.
Right. You can't you gotta. I'd say that's a few weeks. You gotta work with them. A dinner or two before you just get invited.
It might not be hot out by the time you've cultivated.
Right. Yeah.
Should I be careful that they don't see my phone in which I've just entered their name as Pool Guy? Guy with pool. Asshole with pool. Yeah.
Okay. Chad, you don't have seatbelts for all the toddlers you're trying to take to a puppet show.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Oh, boy.
Do you leave your own children without belts?
Wait a minute. Is he running a daycare, or is he just collecting children to go to a puppet show?
The option isn't don't go to the puppet show.
That's the hottest.
So Geiger,
town,
do you leave your own?
I'm going no matter what, and it's whose kids do I put in danger?
Okay,
Yes.
so Geiger, you don't leave your own kids without belts, right?
No.
No,
My kids take priority.
So Chad, why
them
would
to
you
my
leave
kids.
your own kids without belts?
Jesus Christ. Well, look, there was one time. I don't know if he wants me to tell this story, but there was one time when we were going back in college when I used to live with friend of the podcast and tournament bracketeer Kurt, and we were going to a party, and there wasn't enough seats in the car for everyone that was going to the party, so Kurt rode in the trunk. And
I can see that.
And I definitely remember them telling me that like when they got there they kind of like hit the brake a little too hard and they heard him like bonk against the back of the seat. But anyways, if it worked for Kurt, I don't see why it couldn't work for my kids. Just chuck them in the trunk. They'll be good to go as long as they don't get rear-ended. Should be safe in there. Maybe a couple pillows in there as padding. Give them like a water bottle and a tablet. They'll be fine.
Plus, with your own kids, you don't want to hurt other people's kids. Yeah, right. So
I'd rather hurt other people's kids than my own kids. I'm being totally honest here.
Is this a Davy Jones puppet show that we're watching?
Yes. Is there any other?
Not anymore. Not for the rest of this podcast, for sure.
All puppets are Davy Jones.
They all mount sea lions. All right.
Yeah.
Geiger, on a cold winter's day, you see a tramp collapse onto the pavement.
A trampoline?
Like a hobo, right? Not like a woman of ill repute, correct?
Right.
Okay.
That's all it says is a tramp. Right. No one else is around.
Uh-huh.
Do you try to help him? Okay, so Chad, what do you do? Do you help the tramp?
Well, I did help a couple drunk people passed out on the street.
Yeah, so you'd help it. You'd help a collapsing tramp.
Yeah, I would help.
Well, okay, like when we say he collapsed, like is this like a heart attack or like I just don't know.
You don't know.
Overdose?
I mean,
all right.
1 second, he's just sashaying along.
Not a care in the world. 18 cans in his plastic bag.
He's done 38 cartwheels down the street.
And the next
friend did the film motion.
Face down. Next he's face down. So Geiger, why wouldn't you help the guy?
You guys know my motto, right?
Don't
what
help
do I always
tramps.
say?
Yeah, that's what you always say.
I say, fuck them tramps. No, look. First of all, let's be honest. He's probably dirty. He might have like diseases on him and drugs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's cold out. I got somewhere to be. Like, what if I?
Why, if he has drugs on him, why does that mean you can't help it?
Well, like if I'm carrying him and the cops pull us over, and he has drugs and I'm in possession of him, am I in possession of drugs then? No, I think it's one of those things of like, I would be worried like if something happened, like if I got involved and like moved him or did something wrong and hurt him worse or like dropped him off at the wrong place, then I'm liable now. He could sue me. He could be just scamming me, where he pretends he's hurt in the middle. As soon as I pick him up, he yells, "Oh, he's attacking me! He broke my arm!" and like flings himself onto the concrete. And now I'm liable for all these damages when this tramp takes me to court. So I don't want to have to take. Then I got to take time off work. I got to get tramp defense. I don't want to do that. So
just get one of those TV lawyers who's like, "Have you? Were you in a car accident? Are you a collapsing tramp?"
Did you have the kindness of your heart help a collapsing tramp?
Okay. Chad, your neighbors invite you and your spouse to watch a movie on their new video recorder.
Video recorder.
Surprisingly, it turns out to be a hardcore porno film.
Wait, on their recorder?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you stay and watch? So, Geiger, you of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No,
of
you
course
don't.
You don't stay and watch.
You don't stay and watch.
So you didn't know that's what they're inviting you over for. So Chad, what are you going to watch?
Well, mid '80s. So this is probably maybe a. It's obviously a tube TV, maybe like a 13-inch tube TV, something like that.
Right.
You're not gonna.
There's a 13-inch tube involved.
Yeah.
And a full bush since it's the 80s.
Yeah. Look, how else are you going to get involved in the flashy swinging community if you don't, take that first step, right? Like, so just because they're saying, watch this porno with me doesn't mean they're going to like immediately start fucking you, right? Like it could be, it could be just a situation of like,
no
hey,
one said they were. The entire internet isn't fucking each other right now, are they?
I mean, it could just be like we're just gonna sit around and kind of jerk it all by ourselves, or like maybe there'll be some action where they're on one side of the room, we're on the other, or maybe it's one of those pornos that we're watching for like comedic effect because like maybe there's a part in the porno where like somebody farts and they want to like rewind it a bunch of times. That's the kind of thing that might happen.
Been there,
right? Theoretically, could happen.
So yeah, I say stay. Let's see. Also, like maybe you see some nice titties.
All right, Geiger.
Yeah.
While
I would also watch porn.
While walking along a deserted section of beach, you see a couple making love.
Ooh.
Do you stay and watch?
Oh, what?
All right. So, Chad,
what would you do?
I might actually, but I'm going to say no, so the Geiger has to defend that.
Okay. All right. Question 1.
Mm-hmm.
How them titties?
I thought you were going to ask if they could see you.
Yeah,
no,
that's
I don't
the
give
first
a shit. Empty beach. You're fucking. You look up and there's just a guy standing like 20 yards away. Yeah, I mean, if they didn't know I was there, I might. It's beautiful watching two people in love hump it out.
Could be part of the fun for them.
Yeah, making sea lion noises. Maybe a sea lion joins in. Yeah, I mean, look, I guess really the reason I would do it, now that I think about it, teaching those kids a lesson, right? If you're going to fuck on the beach, you have to understand it's a public place, it's public domain. People are going to watch.
How about that?
I don't mean kids as in children, let's be clear. Look, if I saw 2 8-year-olds doing it, I'd hunker down with some popcorn. No,
I didn't have enough seatbelts for him, so I told him to go fuck on the beach.
For real, it's Patrick Ewing, though.
Whoa. Yeah.
Well, now you can snap some pics and sell them to the paparazzi. So
yeah. The People magazine's dying for the
People
Inquirer.
magazine?
Well, yeah, they're not going to show it. I meant to say the Inquirer.
People magazine known for its purchasing of dick pics.
All right. TMZ just can't wait to see Patrick Ewing schlong in 2022.
I remember that People magazine cover that was like, "Go deep with Harry Styles" while he whips out his penis for us.
Cover stories. Taylor Swift has new beau. Ewing fucks on beach. So, yeah, you're watching them?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
All right, one more each. Chad,
Yep.
You are attractive, but poor and without skill.
Okay, so...
Mirror universe here.
All right.
Someone offers you a lot of money to work for an escort service. Do you accept?
Wait, was I with skill or without skill?
You are without skill.
Without skill.
You might, apparently, you may have sexual skill if they're offering you this, but I think that just means you can't get a job.
Oh, okay. I thought it was specifically sexual skills. So I'm going to be a bad escort.
Yeah, I would not do this because I have no sexual skills. But Chad, you are well known as a fuck machine. So
you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking Patrick Ewing right now under this table as we speak.
You're fitting Patrick Ewing under a table?
It's a big table, guys.
What is that table in the sky?
Okay, so I'm attractive, poor, no skills. Do I become an escort? And I have to defend that I do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any skills. My only
And you're hot.
Yeah, my only skill is my hot bod, chiseled from bronze, as it were, and might as well market that to the fullest effect, right? Like, there's some ladies out there that are gonna want, some dumb muscle to like that they can ride all night. Why can't that be me?
Oh.
Why can't that be me?
Why can't I get ridden all night by ladies? Why can't that happen? You tell me.
That's a hot take.
Reason number 21.
Have you guys seen those desks and they have like the hammocks that you put underneath the desks?
Yeah. Is that like a Seinfeld episode or something? As George does that?
I think George sleeps under it, but I know they actually make ones that like hang under the desk.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing you fucking Patrick Ewing
on my under desk hammock.
Your 9-foot long desk.
He starts thrusting and the whole building collapses.
That's how they Shaq, we definitely think NBA centers are like dinosaurs.
That's how they demolish buildings these days. They don't use TNT anymore. They just have Patrick Ewing come in and fuck someone under a desk.
They show it on TNT during the NBA playoffs.
Attach Ewing's hammock to the foundation. Just let him fuck. All right, toughest one yet, Geiger. Last one.
Fantastic.
All right. When complimented on the champagne that's after you served, but instead you served German sparkling wine, do you accept the compliment?
Oh, wait, hold on, rewind. So in this one, Geiger served someone German sparkling wine, and they replied with great champagne.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the toughest one yet.
Okay. Yes, you do accept that compliment. Geiger argued that you don't.
Why the fuck would I care?
Because this is the point.
That's the game. You have to care. You have to care now.
You're German.
Look, as a man of refined tastes, I couldn't possibly accept a champagne compliment for a German wine. I'd be like, first of all, I'd whip around and be like, "You Philistine."
Yeah,
this is German sparkling wine from the Rhine Valley or some dumb shit I'd make up. Be like, how dare you think this is champagne? You're not classy. I'll yell in their face.
But you're the one that served them this lower class wine.
Yeah, but they're the ones dumb enough to not know what it was, baby. It could be. We're assuming that German sparkling wine isn't as nice as champagne. It could be way more expensive. I'm guessing it isn't.
It's part of your heritage too.
It's part of my heritage. I come from a long line of German sparkling wine drinkers. I can't tell you how many times my dad just tipped his pinky up in the air, downed a Miller High Life, and said, "Look, this is German sparkling wine." And I was like, and I said, I got confused. I'm like, that must be champagne. He goes, "No, it's the champagne of beers." And he pointed at me.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. So,
or is it the German sparkling wine of beers? Right, the world may never know.
The aperitif of. You know what? I would have no problem admitting that. I'd maybe correct them politely. Go, oh, it's actually not champagne. It's German sparkling wine, and then throw it in my face and call me classless.
Yeah,
but
you're not one to accept compliments.
I am not.
True.
Yeah, or at all, really.
You correct people when they compliment you.
I would correct them and say, I have no skill. I'm a gigolo. I have no skill in picking this out. All I could do is fuck all night.
Oh, Geiger, you're so smart and funny. No. No, I'm not. I will not accept that compliment.
I'm incredibly attractive and porn without skill.
Like, well, half that statement's true.
All right, let's get to our last snack, this hot and spicy beef jerky. Mm-hmm. The company is Old Trapper. And Old Trapper looks pretty funny in the photo.
It is a very funny looking Davy Jones Davy Jones fucked Blackbeard. Yeah, right. That's what came out.
Hat pulled down so low he can't see.
A totally different Davy Jones we're referencing now. This Davy Crockett is the one we're thinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that not a Davy Jones at all?
Now I'm looking at the ingredients, though, and I'm wondering... Oh, there's one called flavorings. I'm like, where's the spice?
Yeah, there's chili. It looks like there's chili flake on the outside if you look at it.
What's the actual Davy Jones story? What's the background there? Anybody know?
Big octopus?
He had a locker, and he died, and it was buried at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Depp found him.
Found him in the Alamo, right?
Yeah, and fucked him.
Uh-huh.
Is it spicy at all?
I taste it. Well, it's beef jerky.
Maybe the hot nuts just killed my tongue.
There is a decent amount of sweetness there, which makes sense because the second ingredient is brown sugar.
Do you think you'd get more work as an escort, as a gigolo, if your name was Old Trapper or Hot Nuts?
Or if your name was Tabal.
Probably Old Trapper. I don't think anyone could take you seriously if your name was Hot Nuts, especially because they spell it with a Z. Or no, they don't. They spell it with an S. Okay, then you could get it with Hot Nuts.
It at least has something to do with your job.
Having
Old Trapper.
Attractive nut?
I wouldn't think that you're an old man.
Yeah.
Which you are.
You're trapping that pelt out there, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Be trapping that ass.
Trapping it.
Yeah, what's the innuendo that is pelt?
I was going to say beaver, and I thought that was going too far. Said pelt instead.
Back in the 1880s, all the women had full pelt.
Do you shave your pelt for me? I'm not a fucking animal, you creep. Yeah, baby, that's right.
Ooh, okay.
I really don't know what to think of these.
There's almost... look at the ingredients here. It's just as flavorings, but there's almost some kind of like a mapley type, not maple, but there's like some kind of a sweetness to it.
It's the brown sugar, yeah.
And I think that helps out a little bit. I think that's the kind of thing that can counterbalance some of the spice, like we're talking about the hot nuts not having. This is not my favorite jerky that I've ever had, but it's not bad. And it's not overly spicy. It definitely has a lingering spice that sits on your tongue when you are done. But I'm having no issue eating it. I'm going to go with an indifferent dat for this one. I think it's just sort of a middle-of-the-road jerky. It probably wouldn't be one I picked up on a road trip, but if someone else picked it up, I'd have a few pieces. Geiger.
Yeah. You know what's a real problem is when Patrick Ewing sits on your tongue when you're done, because you really just can't get up.
That's known as the Old Trapper.
Anyway.
If you sat on my tongue, I would probably die.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'd die of pleasure, I think.
Yeah. I'm torn on this. I think it's not the greatest jerky itself. Like, it's that kind of generic store-bought, like, big box jerky that's just kind of a little rubbery, a little soft, but not bad. The heat is interesting because it isn't like you don't taste it when you're eating it, but then it does, like Novak said, sit on your tongue afterward, just as like a temperature only kind of thing. And I think that's where sometimes I think spicy food is just like pure heat and not actual flavor. And I don't like that as much. However, this is fine. I would eat this. I feel like my breath is horrible now because I can still feel it in my mouth. But I would, I'll give it a mild like that. I think it's fine. I think I like it okay. I would eat the rest of this jerky bag, but I don't think it's, like Novak said, I would prefer other jerkies.
Okay. So I think, has it already secured the victory?
I think it has to be because everything else has been a hate besides.
Because even if you give it a hate, it's still gonna win. But let's see if there's a little drama here, and if Chad can set this record for 3 hates in an episode, never been done before. Chad, what do you think?
Well, if it is going to be done, I'm certainly the man to do it. I fucking hate everything. Look, it's not that spicy. It is mostly, as Geiger said, it's mostly spice in the aftertaste, which it's one of those things where, like, if I don't eat too much of it, then it's not going to build that much, and so then it's like, okay. I did like the sweetness from the brown sugar a little bit. To me, actually, the problem here is the consistency of this jerky, and I know it's jerky, right? Like, this is what jerky's like, but I think Geiger touched on it a little bit when he was saying it tastes like kind of like generic, like would you say grocery store jerky or something like that?
Yeah, like store-bought, like the common big brand.
Yeah,
jerky.
Like it breaks apart in like a way that feels low quality, if that makes sense. Like it's not like satisfying to eat. Gets stuck in your teeth a little bit. And frankly, I don't really think the flavor is all that good. But as much as I would love to set this record tonight, in good conscience, I cannot, because it's not revolting to me. The sweetness is just enough to save it. I think it's still bad. I would never eat it again. It gets a strong dislike that for me, but I can't go hate.
Some respectability there.
Yeah, not a bad score for Old Trapper. In a episode full of hot snacks. That's maybe about the best you can hope for with this lot of Raiders. So the Old Trapper hot and spicy beef jerky, the winner. Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you're Patrick Ewing's representation, we apologize. Please don't sue us for libel or anything like that. If you're Davy Jones's reputation, then fuck off. You're probably dead already anyway. You're old as shit. If you are Old Trapper, please reach out to us and tell us how you see through that hat. If you like hot stuff, if you like cold stuff, if you like watching gymnast pirates, all that good stuff we talked about today. If you are that tramp, I do apologize. I was forced to leave you in the cold, but if left to my own devices, I would gladly help you. You can reach out to us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We also have a Facebook group called You Tried Dat. Let us know what you think of our ratings. Give us your own ratings. Suggest snacks. Ask a question for a mailbag. We'd love to know what you think. If you do like the podcast, it would be great if you could leave a review or give us some stars or highly rate us in whatever way you're able to. Tell your friends and family. If you want to hear an hour worth of us making jokes about fucking a sea lion, anyone that's in the market for that. And if they are, maybe question who you're hanging out with.
I mean, the hour just flies by when that's the joke that you hear over and over.
Yeah. And as always, thank you for listening.
All right, I pulled up the pirate name generator, random pirate name generator. I'm hitting random. And Geiger, your pirate name is apparently Big Jones.
At least it's not Normal Jones. I'll take that. Yeah.
Great pirate name.
Who are you? Big Jones. Oh, you
All
must
right,
be Davy Jones.
Chad, I'm hitting it again. And you are One-Eye Wendy.
Is that a sex joke?
My name's One-Eye Wendy. I'm attractive, but I have no skills.
I'm a tramp you leave in the snow.
Yeah.
All right.
What's yours?
And mine is... this is the name that just came over for random generator. Captain Blackbeard.
Random name. Great coding on that, fellas.
And again,
random
Jack
superhero
Sparrow.
name.
Mr. Pirate, it says.
All right, one more round. Geiger, next year, Captain Silverhook. What do you like?
On the nose a bit, yeah. Okay.
You want Big Jones or Silverhook?
Big Jones is way better. I get to be big.
All right, Chad, you can pick One-Eyed Wendy or Patty Sparrow.
Patty Sparrow.
We really want you to be a woman.
Jack Sparrow's mom.
Eat your oranges.
I'll take One-Eyed Wendy. It's more fun.
And I get Captain Blackbird or Davy Darkskull.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool name, actually.
So One-Tooth John.
One-Tooth John.
Fin o' Fish.
That famous Irish pirate. Fin o' Fish.
Fin o' Fish.
Bucket o' Fish is his brother.
That's a great one. Fin o' Fish.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Yar.
All right. That's going to do it for this week. We'll be back next week. We're trying out 3 random stuff.
Deuces.
Yep.